say it like it is, cause you know we got to. Double up, sis, life is nothing without you. You know we all with it and we always got you. Come get your vibe with us, we on the way. Double up, sis, come get your vibe with us, we on the way. Double up, sis, come get your vibe with us.
Welcome back to the episode with the sisters. I'm Phaedrea.
I'm LM.
And this is Double Up Sis. Today we are talking about dreaming. Dream big or nah.
Dream big.
Dream big or nah.
Dreaming like.
This one is for the dreamers and the ones that still are learning how to give themselves permission to dream. Give yourself permission to dream.
Dreaming. I mean, Phaedrea, you've always been a dreamer.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say dream, like that girl dream big. Like she had big plans. I mean, I haven't heard about a small dream from you, really. Like, I just want to get a new pair of shoes or something. That girl.
It's not ridiculous.
You don't think so? The dream card.
Okay.
There's no dream card for you. You just go get it. If you want it, you just go get it. That's the kind of dreamer she is. If you want it, go get it.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I really feel like that's your approach. I mean, for me, I personally have a dream that I've had for a long time. But I've had other things along the way. But that one big dream is the one that scares me the most, I would say. And so I've never taken myself up on it.
All right. So let's talk about big dreams that felt too big. What is your dream that you feel is too big?
Well, I don't really feel like it's too big at this point, but I feel like it's going to require a lot of me, I would say. Okay. I want to open a coffee shop. I don't want to tell too much of my dream. Somebody might take it and run.
I want you to open the coffee shop.
So I do. But there are little aspects of the coffee shop that would separate it and make it a little more different than your traditional coffee shop. So that's the part that I'm going to hold on to, because I am going to make it happen one day. And I know you always say, go ahead and do it. Yeah. But just go ahead and do it. That's the part that's difficult.
Difficult? Or it requires a lot of detail, a lot from you to do it?
It's going to require a lot from me to do it, because I feel like because I've had so many dreams at play at the same time. Okay. Then it's difficult to take all of my energy and focus it just on the one, which I know that dream is going to require more of my time and energy to bring it to fruition. So I think the other dreams along the way, like I've always been in education, kind of stumbled upon that. And just taking the natural, the natural order of education and get to the next level. I followed that. It took me years and years to get to that one part. I've been trying to be an administrator for years and years and years, and that's been a dream of mine. And then you start feeling yourself like wavering a little bit in your dream. And then, but this one has always been at the back of my mind. So I'm still fulfilling the other things I feel is the natural progression of what I'm supposed to do. But I feel like what's going to make me like settled, I guess. I don't know. Settled is the word.
I'm looking that settled. No. I think reflecting on dreams that are too big, I think when I was younger, I know what I wanted to do when I was younger, what I thought.
Well, when I was younger, I think I wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger. Really?
I knew the pharmacist one, but
I was starting before that. I was a lawyer, and then we did a research project at school, and I decided I wanted to be a pharmacist. And that's how I came up with that. That was a great project, by the way, Miss Boyer.
I actually wanted to be a doctor.
Really? What kind of doctor?
Yeah. I thought I wanted to be a pediatrician.
Really?
Yes. And it came about like, I was young, like third grade. I was like, I want to be, you do career day and everybody dresses up like the person that they want to be. And look, it was like a last minute thing, but I think I really wanted to do that. I actually went to school pre-med.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Did you dress up like a doctor?
I tried my best.
Because I was wondering how in the world you dress up like a doctor? What did you find?
I tried my best, but you get a little help from your classmates. Just saying. But I wanted to be a doctor when I was younger, and when I went to college, I went pre-med. Because I wanted to be.
I think I knew that.
Yeah, I wanted to be a doctor, and
we weren't friends then. We were hurt. I mean, I didn't know you at that time of your life. Like we weren't like close like we are now. So some of the things like you had in your mind or things you want to do, I was not privy to.
I think what deterred me from becoming a doctor or wanted to even continue with that was it just required a lot. And I started thinking about how long I was going to have to be in school and all the work I was going to have to put in. And I was like, once you get out of school, there's more school, it seemed like. And then there was more like working towards it. And I couldn't see myself without having like a life.
Ooh.
And that's really
I don't even know if I even thought about like when I was thinking about pharmacy as in I wouldn't have a life, but I did think about that part. I started taking all those sciences and I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't want to be a pharmacist. Maybe I just want to, try something else.
So was education the next step from like leaving whatever you thought was going to be pharmacy, like you were going to be in pharmacy?
Well, I was still in college, so I had to go with my next best thing, which was to major in English. So I went from majoring in chemistry to majoring in English.
Okay.
Yes. I knew it was one or the other, and they were so far from each other.
So I still kept the track, I guess. I just took the pre-med off of like, I'm not trying to go to medical school. I'm good. So I got a degree in biology.
Biology. All right. Yep. So if you had a mantra that you say you would live by or would be a good mantra for dream big or not, what would you say?
It's kind of like that thing. I would say dream big or stay home. I mean, why not? Why do we waste I don't say waste your dreams, but why not dream big? I mean,
I think the mantra is dream big or not.
Right.
Are you going to dream big? Well, and the not is not going to follow through on it. So
yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about just fears, because you talked about your dream of being or wanting to own a coffee shop, right? So what do you think is it your personal fear, or do you have fears of like external people, what they, how they're looking into what you want to do?
I've never been a person who really, worried about other people and their opinion of me. I feel like I've always been that person. Like if it's going to be said, Shonda's going to say it. If it's going to be done, Shonda's going to do it. And I have never really cared about what other people thought. So I don't think people scare me. I think, I don't even know if I would say I'm scared. I just don't know the proper steps to take and how to, go about actually doing it, and then you think, what kind of money I got to do this? So funding and things like that, that's the part that I worry about. But then at the same time, I'm still fulfilling all these other things that I'm retiring soon. That's all I'm saying. I'm retiring soon, and I got a plan. I mean, I have dreams, so maybe I can, work on that. I want to have it in place when I retire. So I'll just say that.
Well, I would say I'm completely opposite, which is crazy to think that I'll be a big dreamer and still feel like I have other things that kind of deter me from kind of pursuing things or only going so far. Mm-hmm. I would take it, for example, even just thinking about like positioning your family in a, your dream is so big that you're kind of positioning your family at a disadvantage sometimes because you're doing so much. That's one thing. But the other thing is just, I'll go to this. I used to have a t-shirt business, and I think I had it before.
It's all love.
Yeah, I think I had it before people really started doing t-shirts like that. Mm-hmm. I think it became a thing. Like everybody's doing it at some point, but I had it before. A lot of people were doing t-shirts, and I enjoyed it, but it was consuming a lot of time. So it was taking time away from my family sometimes, and it was taken away from you got to fund your business, right? And so I'm funding my own business. I'm doing these things. I still had a full-time job. I was working a full-time job. So it's taken away from those things. And I think just the influence of everybody else's opinions or the fact that so many people were doing the same thing. And
that's kind of
that's the stuff.
I don't worry about that.
That's the stuff that kind of makes me kind of step back and like, oh, wait, maybe I should
take another.
Yeah,
let me go get one of my other dreams.
Yeah.
Because you do have a list stuff.
But I kind of regret it a little bit. Like I let that go because of what everybody else may have had to say or thought about it. Because I think even with me doing it, like, oh, she's doing a lot. She working here. She doing this.
Do you think you got that more from family or friends that you doing a lot?
A little bit of both, honestly. I think I got it from family. being married and then having to, like I said, it was taking time away from the family. And then I also got it from friends, or people that don't necessarily know what your dreams are. Or they don't dream the way that you dream. So they think
a lot of people are afraid to dream or afraid to step out. I remember one of my friends, one of the girls we grew up with in our church, I remember one of her posts one time and it just said, I jumped. And I was like, what did she do? Mm-hmm. She's like, I jumped, I did it. I quit my job and I'm living my dream. I'm like, dang, if I just had the courage to just jump or had like that, I don't know. I just feel like I need a sense of security at some point that somebody says, I got you. If this doesn't work, I got you. But not knowing that you have that, it's hard to jump. But when I say I was proud of her. Like, she did something that I want to do. Mm-hmm. Like I would, I dream of living outside the country. Mm-hmm. A lot of people do it. They just do it. Right. And make it happen. Like, I'm like, dog, would it be okay if I did that? Or, but I'm not looking for the approval of other people. It's just approval of myself. Am I going to be able to do it myself?
Okay. I understand. I think that just being able to, I think there's so many different, there's levels to dreaming. Yeah. Like you said, some people dream of, being able to just travel or being able to get their dream car or dream house, but there are levels to dreaming. I think I sometimes think of some of the wildest things. I'm like, what if this could happen? Or what if we could do this? And I think sometimes the other thing that deters me sometimes is just what other people think about it. And that's just, it's real. It's crazy, but it's real for me sometimes. Wow. Especially now in like the age of social media, when everything goes on social media and you're trying to post about different stuff and you're like trying to figure out how people are going to view it. Mm-hmm. Okay, today I'm posting about this. Okay, well today I'm going to post about this. And it's like, what is she doing? What she got going on? Why she doing so much? And you're always, well, for me.
That is so crazy though, because those are all the things I never think about. Like I don't think about any of that. I post it and if I get a response, yay. If I don't, I just feel like I'm not meant for everybody. So I don't worry about that, but I know in becoming something on social media, that is what you're supposed to care about. But it's like, if it's supposed to happen, in my opinion, if it's supposed to happen, then it's going to happen. And I don't be checking all of that stuff. And I know a lot of people do. I've heard people even like in text messages and in chats and things like that, they're waiting for people to respond. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to say what I need to say, whether people respond or not. I don't care if I get a heart, a thumbs up or not. That's not what I'm putting it on there for. And I think a lot of people look for that or for confirmation in what they're saying and what they're doing from other people. And I just have never been that way.
I don't know if I'm looking for the likes and the confirmation, that type of thing, but I do wonder, like, if people are sitting back and looking like, she's doing a lot. I mean, some things I'm just still gonna do. Let's just be real. But it's just something that I do think about.
You're not by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not by yourself. And I don't know how many of me there are around, but I don't know. And I don't know why I'm like that. I have no idea. I don't care to get involved in that part of it.
Dream, are you still whispering instead of shouting?
That same one?
Yes. I've said this before. I said, let's put the business plan together for the coffee shop.
You said let's, and that scared. No, it doesn't scare me. That means I'm going into an area that I'm not very sure of. So, I'm not
going to be the answer.
Hold on. Let's sit to this. Because, honey.
Okay. We're sipping to making this dream come true?
It's making this dream come true. All right. Let me go look.
Okay. Because you said you're closer to retirement now. So we gotta have a plan for after retirement. What we doing?
That's what I said. What we look, and what's crazy is I'm thinking like retirement, and I'm like, if I don't have a plan, I'm gonna stay in there until I have a plan, which is crazy. I don't want to stay in there until I have a plan. I want to have a plan to come out like when I'm supposed to come out. But if I said, you're not gonna retire,
huh? So
I'm not saying I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm just saying that I'm going to do some work.
I would say that I had thought the coffee shop was a good idea from the beginning.
Thank you.
I'm a coffee lover, so if you get the coffee shop going, I'll be there. It might actually get a work out of me. Nah.
Okay, I'll take you up on it. All right. So speaking about dreaming big, our family took a trip to Ghana. It was a trip that my dad actually wanted. He's been wanting to go to Africa, and he just never, I don't know if he ever really expressed it to us that much. But we took a trip to Ghana and decided, he just like, you know what? I guess he felt like once we did it, he could do it.
Has he ever been out the country before?
He fought in the war, so he was
so well. That was
okay. So he was out of the country, but never like on a pleasure trip, I would say. It wasn't a pleasure trip. So for him, he's like, I always wanted to go there. He felt like he's heard so many wonderful things and the freedom that you feel once you get there. And he wanted to have that experience in his lifetime. So, we started, my sister gonna jump on a dream. Let me tell you that.
Mind you, our dad is 80 years old. So
yes.
Somebody at 80 years old decided that they want to take a trip to Africa. Thousands of miles away.
That's big.
Flying on a plane.
Hours and hours.
Yes. That was very big, but I would say it was a great experience just to see him experience it.
It was.
And so we went like earlier in the year in February, and then
we went the year before.
February, and then we went again in April and took, the family. And I just think that it was a great opportunity, like to see him enjoy it, to see us just be able to experience the culture and like just see him have fun.
He did things that I would have thought, like he could watch everybody else do this. Daddy is not going to do this.
He rode the ATVs.
He did.
The horses. Everything.
He went hiking. He did the hike with us. He didn't do all of it, but he did a lot of the hiking that we didn't even know we were doing.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, we didn't know we were hiking that day. We were ill prepared.
Yes.
But we did it, and he did his part, and enjoyed every bit of it. I don't think he would trade that experience. I know I wouldn't trade that experience for the world. But talking about dreaming big, taking action on the dream, like you said it. Let's make it happen. Let's do it, because all the people that started out with us, it was a family trip.
It was.
A lot of people said they were going, but in the end, I think it was 10 of us that ended up going, which was still a pretty big group for the follow, for that to be the follow through, and to see everybody engaging in that culture and learning and just having a good time and being free is just so freeing. We just had a really good time.
But to hear him say that he wished he had done this earlier on in life, I think there would have been so many experiences for him.
Exactly.
And just to bring it back to some of the things, I think we get a lot of our dreaming from our daddy. Our dad is definitely a dreamer. And I'll just go back to even just him having moved. My parents lived in a house for 52 years.
Yep.
The same house for 52 years. And decided just a few years ago that they would move from that house. So
not just the house, but from the area they had grown to love and the community they had helped build, basically. Dream. My daddy's always wanted land. He's always wanted a lot of land. So he was provided the opportunity. He started searching. We were like, Daddy is not doing anything. They're not here to move. No. Who would ever thought that they were going to move? The Spencers have always lived at this house. So there's no way they're moving because they've been there so long.
And granted, we had tried this more than one time. He kept saying, I want to move. I want to go here. We had found a house somewhere else. And we had looked at this and that. And then he decided, nope, that's not the right one. That's not the right one. And I came upon this house as a real estate agent. Mm-hmm. So I came upon this house that had over 9 acres of land. And I mentioned it to him. He's like, as soon as I told him on the phone, let me see it. And we went to see it, and he hadn't even walked in the house yet. And he said, this is my house. And we basically got it under contract, and that's where he is today. But living somewhere and being in a unfamiliar place. Yes, an unfamiliar place. But being somewhere for 52 years where that's like you kind of settle. Yeah. You don't ever think that you can do anything beyond that. I think for people, when you talk about dreaming, I think some people just get stagnant and they don't want to move. Very comfortable, and they don't want to move. They don't want to. I think sometimes we think that we can't do it.
Well, we think about all the things that come with having to make that change or to make that happen. Yeah. So it becomes difficult and that will paralyze you in that state, just thinking that, I gotta move. This is 52 years of living in this one place. Yard, outhouses, house, all these things you're gonna have to now move.
Possibilities.
Yes. And make that change. But I would agree that Daddy has been the biggest influencer on dreaming. Like he never stops dreaming. Like he still talks of things now that, you know, he dreams of at 80. Girl, it is time to spill and sip. Sip to that. Wait, we should have toasted. Sip again, sip.
It's the for me. So I was gonna say one of the dreams I had, was this actually this podcast.
Yeah, I would say that. Let me tell you something. I know my role and I know my place in the dreams. You speak it, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I was wondering what your initial reaction was too when I actually said that. What did you think when I said that?
I didn't think a whole lot. I said, you know, just here she go again. I'm here for it. I mean, what I need to do? Just tell me what I need to do.
Okay,
Really?
only because I think we have some things to share. I mean, in general, I think there's a lot of life lived between the two of us, which is crazy. I'm not that old.
But I feel like people have always hinted at something, like I should do something of this, more like be a comedian or something. I don't know why. I don't think I'm that funny. I'm just real, and I think real is funny. Maybe to the real. I mean, I'm just saying I can't think of any other reason because I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being myself, and I don't think that's something you can put on stage. It's just, you know, for the stamp.
Well, we got you on this podcast, so.
And I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna be me every time. All right, so we're gonna talk about our dreams. Let's see who's had the most. Who's gonna one up? That's what we're gonna do.
It's
gonna be a one up. I'm gonna already tell you she gonna win, but I'm gonna go. I'll say my first dream, starting from the bottom, and now we here. My first dream was going to college. I think I was the first one in my family to go away to college, 4-year university. So that was my first dream. So
My first dream, I wanted to be a singer. I didn't do it though.
Remember you auditioned?
I did audition for American Idol 1 year.
She did. And she didn't let me go, but I got you on there. You know how them people be begging? I would have got you on that, sis.
But that was
like she's good. Like she's really good.
But that, yeah. I like to sing, but I'm not like those singers that you saw.
Right, I feel that.
But I wanted to sing. I used to sing a lot of them.
I want to sing. Yeah.
Next dream. What else?
Next after that. First comes love, then comes marriage. All right. Then I was going to get married, and I was going to be the first one in my family of siblings to have a wedding. I mean, a dream is a dream.
Okay.
A dream. Don't be down in my dream.
No, I'm not down in your dream.
That was my dream, man. I got married. What's your next one? I did.
You did.
I mean, it was something.
It was just a pause for me.
My wedding was something, honey. We did pantsuits. Oh, don't play me.
Girl, we had to do a whole dance down the aisle.
Down the aisle. Well, I was just telling somebody about that at work. Oh, is that the song? They marched in on stand for my wedding. Lord have mercy. And no, I ain't got no clips. Y'all ain't nobody else gonna see that. You did the march up, over, and back, and up, and again. And then they did like this, they crossed. Oh man, we were fancy.
We were very fancy.
Mm-hmm.
In our pantsuits.
In black pantsuits. Yes, from learners. Don't play. We only had the best.
Period.
That was the best. I got a cute wedding.
You did.
We just can't ever play it again.
You were the first one to have a wedding.
I mean, look at that, dream fulfilled.
Chicken house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what. See, I mean, I'll go back to I wanted to become a doctor, but that didn't happen. I was too disturbed.
But it was a dream.
It was a dream.
Did you attempt that dream?
I did.
Okay, good job.
I quit way before I ever got to that place. But yes, I attempted.
Okay, that was good. Let me see what's next. Graduate from college. I took an extra year because I went in there as a chemistry major. I came out as an English major and graduate.
Okay.
I had a little detour.
I would say college was a dream of mine because my parents wanted to make sure that I didn't, I guess, I don't know if it was about putting them in debt or putting myself in debt. But they wanted me to go to a 2-year college. My thing was I want to go to a 4-year college. I want to go away. And
there's nothing wrong with a 2-year.
There's nothing wrong with a 2-year
college, and then I transferred to a 4-year, by the way.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, especially the way that college costs now. I would encourage my kids to do the same thing.
Okay.
You can't get that associate degree.
That's right. Because you really can get some good stuff with an associate's, a 2-year degrees. If you really because honestly, when you're dreaming college and stuff, you think of the basics. Some of them things people say they want to school for, I had never heard of. We could think about doctors, nurses, educators, and then somebody said they wanted to school for underwater welding or something. I'm like, that's deep. To build bridges.
But you know what? If I would have known that there were a lot of other things that you could actually, I guess I should have known there were people that would actually work in those jobs. But
you never thought about it like that.
I probably would have picked up a trade and moved on, something like that.
What would you have done?
I'm not sure I would have done something.
Carpentry?
I probably would have done something in that realm. Bricklaying, construction, something.
There's money in that.
Yeah, it is. Electrician, something.
Oh, electrician.
And I know that sounds crazy for a woman, but I probably would have done it just because it doesn't sound crazy for a woman. Most people. But anyway, I probably just chose a trade and moved on. But let's see, another dream for me. I don't know. Mine became business owner. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I have worked in clinical research for a while. I enjoyed the jobs, but I always had issues with
working
for other people. And so, becoming an entrepreneur was a thing for me.
I would guess the next one would be for me was entrepreneur. I became a photographer, still doing that, LM.
I started with event planning. So,
that's right. And you hired me. I got some gigs for my photography through her business. That was good. I
did a couple weddings, a couple of events like that. And I enjoyed event planning, but it was another one of those things that not necessarily time consuming. It's just that there were so many people doing event planning at the time, and so it was like. It was.
I know that you're in the business.
I have a different mindset now, but I think when I was doing that, it was kind of like everybody's doing this, and so event planner was probably the first business.
Okay. My next business. I don't have another business. What'd you do?
That was probably the t-shirt business.
Okay. So you've already told us about the t-shirt business. What else you did? Keep going, sister. You got this.
No. Okay. Real estate. So I got into real estate. I did that part-time for a few years, and then I decided to get my own firm. So I did that probably 2020, right during the pandemic. I started a real estate business.
Yes, you did. Yes. I guess mine would be my next thing. I was still teaching, and I got my degree in my master's degree for administration. So my next thing was to become an administrator. So that was my next dream. It just went on for years and years though. I graduated in 2013, 14, and I got my first administration job in 2022. But I was looking the whole time. I was interviewing the whole time. So I'm talking about a dream deferred. But it came to fruition. Here we are. So I'm stuck at real estate. There are probably a lot of things that go on in my mind, but I'm stuck in real estate. I'm doing real estate full time. Why would you say stuck?
I would say stuck, but I think once I started letting a bunch of other things go, I kind of felt like when I was doing real estate, because it was I would say time consuming because I ended up having a lot of agents working with me and doing things like that. But when I started letting those other things go, I actually felt like I wasn't doing enough. Right. I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I'm just doing real estate.
It does. It does feel like there's something that's missing. Yes. It does, because if you're used to going, just reminded, like during all this time for me, I was raising 2 kids who were very active, like in sports, church. I was very active in church. So it was something all the time. If I wasn't running for them, I was running for church and doing things for church. So it was like, yeah. And then when you stop, you're like, whew. But then you're not doing nearly as much. You're like, dang, I need to put something right there, plug something in.
Well, let me say, I'm not really stuck in real estate. I think I'm just trying to find other avenues in real estate. So let's say that.
Gotcha.
So I went from being a firm owner to actually, I kind of took a step back and just doing, my own thing with real estate, and then actually got into mortgage lending and then international real estate. So it's still a part of real estate. It's just trying to figure out different avenues of real estate. I would love to get into development though. Ooh. That's what I want to do.
That's a good one.
Well, when I retire, to teach me.
I mean, that's something we can do. Let's dream it up. We can dream together. Okay. Let's dream together. We can do that.
Well, you got to get accomplished out first before we.
Okay.
I don't like the distinction.
Okay.
I can do that together.
All right. So, I mean, you won.
I win. You won.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you offer for healing your belief system? Maybe your dream was deferred like mine was, or is, I would say that other one is, what would you offer in healing yourself or being able to move forward, I would say?
I would say take your time, because we try to do things according to whatever timing we think it needs to be seen in. Like, we need to do it now, or we got to get it done right now. There's only this window of opportunity, or we need to do it before somebody else gets to it, or whatever the case is. I think it's take your time. Like, I think that's something for me, is like, I feel like I had to slow down sometimes, because I feel like I was doing so much all the time.
Right.
And I know on the outside, people looking in are like, gosh, she's doing too much. But I feel like for me, I need to slow down so I don't miss kind of the details in it. Because then you go back and you're like, oh, well, I missed this step, or I missed that step, or I got to now reconfigure so I can make sure that the dream is actually what I thought up in my mind.
Right.
But take your time and not being so influenced by what other people are thinking about it or how it should come together, because really your dream is your dream. Like, you're the only person that can tell you how it's supposed to look.
Right. What you envision. Yeah. But I will say on that, in healing that belief system, you have to get to a point where you understand it's not about what people think. Ultimately, it's about what your goal and your intention is. Mm-hmm. And you can't look at whatever area it is that you're looking to go in as like, oh, it's too saturated. It's never too saturated for your idea, because your idea is not the same idea that somebody else has. Your approach to the same thing may be totally different. And you have I don't want to say the audience, but the people who will be propelled your way versus somebody else that is actually doing the same thing. So think about what is going to set you apart from the next person who may be doing similar things, but that's oversaturated. I don't think there's an oversaturated, all the people in the world that you can reach. I mean, some people just think locally, what I can do locally here. You got to think beyond that, because 9 times out of 10, the people that support you the most won't be your family and won't be your friends.
Right.
They're going to be other people who admire your work or believe in what you're trying to sell them or trying to do for them or how you're trying to help them. The family and friends, those are the ones that are going to give you all the mouth and all the, you trying to do too much. It's probably, where you get that from. People, you doing too much. Those are from people, that's the kind of stuff that's from people who don't have the ability to think for themselves and they're afraid to dream. Mm-hmm. So when you do it or you're doing something that they want to do, then they have all the things to say about it, but you didn't do it. You didn't even try it.
Right.
So I don't listen to naysayers. I mean, all you're doing is talking. Yeah. I mean, that talk is nothing but talk, essentially.
I think that, because I work in real estate, I talk to a lot of first-time home buyers, and just like having to listen to them talk about they don't think that they could ever own a house, or that's not, or they look at where they've come from, childhood. My parents didn't own a house.
Right.
So I just didn't think that was something we do, or whatever the case is. I look at that and I'm like, I have to tell people, like, I want you to dream, but it can't be because I'm dreaming it for you.
Right.
I would like for you to be in a house. I would like for you to be able to, have that feeling of, gratitude and walking into your own space. But I can't do that for you. Like, it has to be something that you really want and desire, because I work with a lot of people and they start the process and then they get discouraged by something that happened.
Right.
Maybe it's financial reasons, or maybe it's their family is saying something about, what they're doing or whatever. And then they stop. And so you keep reaching out and you're trying to say, hey, what do you want to do? But it has to be something that you kind of set your intentions on, set your mind to, like, I'm going to do this. But I think we are so sometimes limited by childhood experiences or how we grew up or what didn't work out in the past. And I'm definitely like, it didn't work out. I'm going to try this something else. Right. So I'm going to try it this way. But yeah, that just reminded me of just real estate and working with buyers. Sometimes they limit themselves. Right. The dream is not for them. And I'm like, no, it is. You just got to go after it. So.
And I will say that it all comes down. I'd say this for everything. Mindset matters. Mm-hmm. And the hardest thing to change for people is their mindset. So like all the experiences that they have is what contributes to their mindset. But getting somebody to change their mindset is tough in every area. Like that mindset, if you can get somebody to change the way they believe or the way they think, it can look one way to you based on how your past experiences and the way you see it. But if you are able to just change it just a little bit and look at the same thing, it looks totally different. Like, you know what? That's not so big after all, because now you're looking at it from another angle. But to get people there is a tough task.
Sometimes you have to change your environments for that to happen, though. That's true. I think your environment can definitely speak to where you're going sometimes, or where you feel like you should be. If you're around a bunch of negative people, naysayers, whatever, you're definitely not going to do what you think that you can do, because you always have somebody telling you what you can't do, or their life looks like, I can't do it.
Well, nobody's ever done that before, and then they can't believe it for you. You can't see it for me. William Johnson used to say, if you can't see it for yourself, I know you can't see it for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So environment, sometimes we just have to change our environment. Sometimes we have to find some people that are more positive, that actually are going somewhere, have already done some of the things that you want to do. Right. Because otherwise we just going to stay stuck. We're always going to be stuck. I believe in, I would say I have great friends and we're all doing something. We might all be doing something different.
It's the mindset though. Yeah. It's all because the mindset is, you got to put yourself with people with the like mindset and people that have a mindset of even better. The people who are at your level or above your level, anytime you dip below that, then it's going to be trouble. I would say trouble, because they'll never be able to see for you what you see for yourself. Right. So you can't get beyond that point, because they're going to always be pointing out the negative. Like you said, all right, it's time to double up or double down. All right. We're looking at controversial truths about ambition. What you got?
Is everyone really built to dream? Do you think everybody is built to dream?
I think yes. I think that everyone is built to dream. But does everyone dream? It goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's that mindset, environment, and what you're accustomed to, what makes you comfortable, and versus what makes you uncomfortable. So yes, you built the dream. Will you do it? It depends on those factors, I think. Yeah. What do you think?
I believe we're built to dream. That's why I mimic what you said, built to dream, but I don't think that everybody does it. And I think it's, like you said, it's because of some of those factors that go into dreaming. I'm definitely a person, I want to make sure that I share the dreams that I have with people that are comfortable with receiving that, or being able to talk to them about, like, there's some people that I'm not going to call and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Because I already know what's going to happen. I already know what they're going to say. That type of thing.
But you do have those people that you call that's going to push you forward, that you know what, they're going to tell me, they're going to affirm what I'm believing, what I'm thinking, or they're going to be able to add to what I'm already believing or thinking.
Sherelle, from me, is my person.
I'll tell you what, that's one person I believe lives their dream. Sherelle will, man, I don't put anything past her.
She's a dreamer. I want to be like Sherelle when I grow up. But no, but I can, that's definitely somebody I can get on the phone with and call and say, hey, Sherelle, this is what I'm thinking. And she's never been a person to come back and say, nah, I don't think that's a good idea. Or, you know, it's either, what are you thinking? I think that sounds like a good idea. Mm-hmm. I mean, how are you going to do it this way? You know, that type of thing. But I
makes you think about it.
Yeah, I need somebody to have the encouragement, even if it don't sound like a good idea right now. Like, just encourage me for the fact that I'm actually thinking that way, or thinking forward about something good or something that's going to help somebody or whatever it is. So, and
somebody's going to push you outside of what you're thinking. Like you got your gun hold one day, then the next day you're like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. That person comes back, oh no, this is what you said, and they hold you accountable. That's why I'm going to bring you back to the coffee shop. But anyway, we've talked about the coffee shop a lot, but I'm going to bring you back to that every time. Well, my question is, whatever, do you owe people comfort when your ambition makes them uncomfortable?
No. I don't owe them anything. I really don't. I know that's taking me some time to get to that place, but I don't owe them anything. Because it's like one of those things that at least I'm trying something. At least I'm actually moving forward. I kind of feel bad when I'm not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm supposed to be doing something.
I'm supposed to be doing something.
Right.
So, no, I don't owe you that comfortability. I don't, if you appreciate it, great. If you don't, I'm not going to stop. I've said that before. I'm not going to stop dreaming. It might not work, but I'm not going to stop.
At least you tried it. At least you say, I tried it and it didn't work, or I tried it and it did, and this is what I need to do for the next thing. So I'll just say, since your dream is not too big, it's just waiting on you to believe that's possible. That's the thing I'll say, take away from this. If you can dream it, you can do it. I mean, people say that all the time. So I'm going to say, I just looking at your example, I know that it's possible. Just being able to take the necessary steps and then do the necessary things to make that dream come true. Is what will be like next level, I will say. Get you there. So no, don't be afraid to dream. Nothing's ever too big. You just got to dream it to, get yourself there, I guess. But I would say never, ever, ever stop dreaming. I just think you become stagnant when you do. All right, guys. We want you guys to share with us your dreams and tag us in it so we can share with you at #UpSis. We also encourage you to like, share, follow, and subscribe to Double Up Sis.